Hi there, how are all of you? I hope you all are fine. Well, my name is Yusuf and I'm back on Yusuf Reacts. Well guys, today I'm back again with a very interesting movie review that is there for you people. The movie that I'm going to be talking about is something that again is a new movie that has just popped up, and it is something that is really showing us again another rom-com that really is something which really touches you, and the story is really fresh. It's really nice, a very nice and a soothing movie, I would say, one and all. Starting off this particular movie, the first thing that I will talk about as far as this movie is concerned is this, that rom-coms, the way they are portrayed, are just exceptional. The people of Britain, they are just too good with it. I would literally say this thing up. They really know how to make a romantic movie, and that's what they really show us. To my surprise, I would be really saying this thing up, that it's something which is turning out to be a great decision. If I talk about Priyanka Chopra, that she's literally doing a great job. If I talk about her, because of the fact that now, after revealing all the particular itches and bitches and all the particular politics and all the particular things that were there about Bollywood, she eventually has planned that she's going to only work for Hollywood, and that is something which is really showing off. Her characters, the roles that she's getting are really giving her that versatility that I guess she would never have got in Bollywood movies that are there. So all in all, if I talk about her, she's doing a great and a phenomenal job. Things are really going well. Everything is just moving all the way around. Over here, let's start off with what the movie's name is. The name of the movie is Love Again. Now the title itself tells you that the importance of love and how eventually one individual falls in it again for the second time. How difficult it was for that particular individual, that's also something which needs to be debated over here, because that is also something that really does come into question over here, because of the fact that having love for one particular time and then falling in it for it again, because when you're dearly in love with someone, to overcome the memories, they literally do haunt you, especially when that person does not leave you but that person dies. So this is something that is really a very big, I would say, thing or a topic that this movie literally likes to talk about. Now coming on to the storyline of this particular movie. Well guys, the storyline of this particular movie is literally very much engaging. The movie starts off with Priyanka Chopra sitting at a particular place and she's waiting for her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is someone whose name is John in this particular movie. She literally loves him like anything. And the thing which happens is what? He comes there, they have an interaction, they kiss each other, and eventually when he's going on, they find out this thing up that in the first scene, he literally comes across an accident and he dies. Now, the tragedy starts. On the other hand, we see a particular guy who works for a particular company, and he's someone who is related with the field of music industry and stuff like that. He writes articles on those music singers and stuff like that. So yes, over here to top it up, Celine Dion is also someone who plays a very big role in this particular movie, because she's the one who plays the role of that mediator, that counselor, the guide who eventually jumps in and tells that particular individual, talks to him about love and so on like that. So this is how the movie is actually progressing. All in all guys, if I now move further and if I talk about it, the thing that really makes me quite intrigued, and it is really something that is quite interesting, is what? That is this thing up that the movie actually now really shows us that particular sides or those particular things that are there, and it is really something which is exceptionally good that really goes on. So now the thing that tends to happen is this, that eventually the guy, he himself is someone who is who actually was going to get married to a particular lady, but she dumped him at the last moment, just 1 week before their marriage. And he really had a lot of questions and he just could not find answers to those questions. That was the whole thing that was there. So he's also struggling in his life. One day he finds out anonymous texts that are coming to him. Those anonymous texts basically are on that particular mobile phone which was logged in with the name of John, and actually I guess it was related to John's phone, and that's how eventually she then sends those texts. Miss basically Priyanka Chopra who is sending those texts. The reason and the purpose of sending those texts is what Priyanka Chopra actually sends those texts because of the fact she's going through that phase of grief that is there, and because of that particular grief that she possesses, she tries to express her catharsis, and over there she sends all her particular feelings, the things that she's going through, all the particular emotions that are there. So all in all those particular things are going on, so text messages are continuously flowing, each and everything is going on and stuff like that. Yes, there is a guest appearance that is done by her husband Nick Jonas, and he's also someone who really is shown as a stud, who really goes and meets a particular girl for the first time, and the thing that she meets him up is for what they hang out, they have drinks and stuff, and now he eventually wants to hook up with her and have sex. So eventually Priyanka realizes that no, it's not like that. She wants a relationship, not for just a one night stand and stuff. So he just pushes her away and so on. So he plays just a small guest appearance, sort of a cameo that's there. Anyhow, coming back to the whole story, so this is how the story progresses up. Now over here on One Way Round, if we have a look at the hero over here, he's someone who eventually starts developing feelings for this anonymous lady who is there, whom he has even not seen for the, and the text messages are really touching. They are showing that element of grief, that passion, and each and everything that is there, and he literally can relate to them. So eventually he just keeps on going on with that. First eventually he feels that this is a kind of a scam, but eventually when he realizes, he comes to know it's not a scam. So he plans to figure out who this lady is. She texts him and he sees her for the first time. Now he wants to confirm it. He again tries to go there. He figures out that she's someone who loves to go to listen to a particular opera that's there, UDS one, and the opera that is there is something that he's not having the taste for that, but eventually he's does foolish things in love, because Celine Dion is someone who actually is the one who really becomes a counselor here, because she meets him twice or thrice, and eventually when Celine Dion comes face to face and talks to that particular individual, she says to him that I think you should follow it and pursue it and so on, like that, like those kinds of advices that are given on her part. So eventually the thing that tends to happen is what, that he eventually starts going to the opera on daily basis until he does not come across her. To his fortunateness that he comes across her. They talk, they chit chat, they exchange numbers, and she finds him quite an interesting person, and then that's how the things eventually went on. They eventually are so close to each other that they eventually start to date. The first date that they go on is this, that they just talk and eat and have such lot of fun. Yes, the spot that they select for it is also something that really adds into it, and it happens to be morning, and that's how things go along. So this is how the things eventually just tend to move on. Again they catch up for another date, or the second time, and this time they really do make out, and yes, the thing that they eventually want to go for is cheeseburgers. So now everything is going smooth, it's going perfect, so just everything as planned. But the thing which goes wrong is what? The thing which eventually goes wrong is this thing up, that actually Priyanka, as she wakes up and he's going to take a particular shower, and in the meanwhile Priyanka is just there, and she just texts, and on her text eventually she realizes that the text message is going to the number that is by the guy Ray, and she then comes to know that why did he lie to her. And this is something that really does haunt her. She really gets so much disturbed, so much pissed off, that she does not believe what has happened, because all the other way around, he knew it, that she's her. He did not even let her know about that. And he also had this thing at the back of his mind that he's lying, he's not telling her the truth. He should have told her the truth, but now I guess it's too late. Eventually Priyanka just gets away and she leaves him. He's the someone who's left alone. Again he takes an advice from Celine, and Celine is the one who literally does show him up. But before going for that particular thing, he realizes one thing, he has to write a story on Celine Dion, and instead of writing a story on Celine Dion, he still gets it linked with Celine Dion, telling him how eventually he should go for that particular lady and so on like that. So he eventually writes a particular article on that. It gets published, people love it, and it gets a very good reception, and even his boss promotes him. So all the way each and everything is there, but at the end of that story, he says in the article that he's going to be waiting for her at the same place where they met. Same place where they met for the first time was he considers to be the garden or the park where they were. She considers it to be that particular same opera place. Obviously the opera is closed, it's not being played anymore. So eventually they just catch up with each other. Then Priyanka catches up with him. She tells him that next time he should never lie to her. The second thing she says to him is what? She says that no hidden theft, whatever it is. She tells him that John is always going to be a part of her and she would never be able to overcome that. He says, I know that. And she says, I don't know how much time it would take. He says he's okay with that because he loves her. And eventually both of them just get together. So all in all, if I talk about it, Love Again is a movie that again gives you those particular vibes that are back there, that love actually makes for yourself. And there are things that tend to happen which are beyond human control. You can't control them, but it does not mean that you shut the doors of love for you and you don't give it a second chance. And that is what eventually is the whole theme line of it. I hope you guys loved my review up. If you guys did like my review, I want you people to subscribe to the channel, and I want you guys to please share my videos, comment on it, and do give me your feedback because that's something that really matters. Thank you very much for your time. This is me, Yusuf, saying goodbye to you.